Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is March 18th, 2023. Based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an escalating series of Trump-related riots, mass shootings, and/or terror attacks starting on the date of March 18th and escalating through the date of March 21st when Donald J. Trump will allegedly be arrested. So, in short, Donald Trump came out today, early this morning, March 18th, and stated that he is going to be arrested on the date of March 21st by authorities in respect to the New York Attorney General's probe. I call bullshit on this. Basically, like I've been saying for years, is Trump is a nationalist puppet. He was featured as the Trump card in the Illuminati game, which came out in like 1989. And essentially what they're going to try to do is stage an illegal Trump arrest in order to create a timely motive for Trump-related riot attacks. So this was witnessed in the aftermath of the FBI raid back on August 8th of 2022, when hours after the raid commenced, scores of agent provocateurs, these are people that are paid by the government to riot, showed up at the Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, Florida, with trucks and banners and guns. And so this is essentially what the CIA is trying to do, is create a timely motive so that they can have their special forces posing as Trump members go out and wreak havoc, ultimately triggering martial law. So exactly where these riots are planned is obviously not known. But the most likely locations are on the night of March 18th, the World Baseball Classic. The United States is playing Venezuela in Miami, Florida. That's just, I would imagine, roughly an hour or two away from Palm Beach. And then the other location would be the Taylor Swift concert in Glendale, Arizona. As we know, Arizona, the election was obviously controversial there, and there's a lot of pro-Trump support that they're trying to counter. So some sort of an event surrounding that particular event on the outskirts of Phoenix is expected. There's a state-sponsored militia called the Border Recon Militia, which is encamped on the Arizona-Mexico border. And these are agent provocateurs who have basically they're ex-special forces, like Blackwater-like troops. And so those troops are expected to be called into some sort of active duty. And then on the date of March 19th, we have the NASCAR race in Atlanta, Georgia. This is another state which was disputed in the aftermath of the 2020 election. And their attorney general is also conducting an investigation into Trump and high crimes and misdemeanors surrounding his alleged attempt to steal the election by swaying voters in that particular state. So obviously these Trump riots can obviously be staged anywhere, but the states of Arizona, Florida, and Georgia are the most likely. So in the event that these agent provocateurs are unleashed onto the American populace this weekend, it's highly likely that they will stage ramming attacks. This is where somebody drives over a bunch of people, mass shootings. We witnessed this 3 days after the Trump raid on Mar-a-Lago estate back on August 8th. 3 days later, on August 11th, they staged this mass shooting targeting an FBI entity in Cincinnati, Ohio. So mass shootings, possibly targeting local, state, or federal law enforcement agencies, bombings, possibly some sort of Oklahoma City, but it would be CBRN in nature, chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear. And then, of course, attacks targeting the individuals involved in cases against Trump. So that's Letitia James in New York and her family, and the district attorney's office there, as well as the district attorney's office in Georgia, and or Democrats. They've staged a number of shootings targeting Democrats, or shootings by Republicans targeting Democrats. So some sort of mass shooting. So they're trying to pass this, garner political support for H.R. 1808, which is this assault rifle ban. So something in that neighborhood is expected. There's also the possibility that the CIA will stage race war attacks targeting African Americans, Latinos, other minorities by alleged pro-Trump supporters. So if you're confused about who Trump is or what Trump stands for, so Trump is the nationalist puppet, and his job is to basically pretend and masquerade as a real Republican or an anti-rhino in order to galvanize political support, and then they'll martyr him, and Trump will go and be killed after arrested, but he will actually go and join Epstein and all these other Bernie Madoff. I believe personally, I don't have any proof of this, but just based off the Epstein Island and the activities going on in the Caribbean, I believe that they have islands there where people are have been deemed dead to the rest of the world are living in paradise. This is the Federal Witness Protection Program, if you will. So basically, they're operatives that do dirty deeds done dirt cheap in the real world. Then after they die or die in prison or whatever, then they get to go live in paradise. So that's where I believe Trump is headed. His job is to backstab, to betray the American people. I've been saying this for years. And so that's why, if you follow my blog, 911truther.org, you know that I've been writing thousands of reports trying to prevent his arrest, which people don't understand, or his death is designed to trigger a escalating series of agent provocateur attacks across America designed to trigger martial law. So that obviously must be avoided at all costs. So I believe that Trump will go and live on this island with his wife and probably his ex-wife, the one that allegedly died, Ivanka Trump. She's probably there too. And so this is where these people go once they do their respective business in the real world. So anyways, there's also the possibility, obviously, aside from mass shootings, ramming attacks, dragging attacks, lynching attacks, and race war attacks. There's also the possibility that the CIA will stage a prolonged hostage crisis by pro-Trump members, possibly targeting an airport. There's also the realistic possibility of them staging 9/11 attacks, possibly CBRN in nature. That's chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature. So this unprecedented release, this so-called leak that Trump is going to be arrested on Tuesday, is specifically designed to provide a timely motive for these attacks to commence across the United States this weekend. And of course, like I said at the beginning of this video, we don't know where these events are going to start, but obviously Washington, D.C. is also a location. New York, obviously, where there's an investigation, as well as Georgia. And as I mentioned, Arizona are the most likely scenarios. So in the event that these, and we'll know immediately because you're going to start seeing this coming on the news feed. So in the event that these agent provocateur, pro-Trump riot attacks begin to commence, or race war attacks, what have you, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, and also with the intelligence and military communities. It's really important to note here that Trump is a nationalist puppet of the Central Intelligence Agency. And like I said, his job is to betray the American people, to gain their trust, and then stab them right in the back. And so my legal, if I put on my lawyer hat for a minute, my legal, I guess, guess or educated guess would be that these attacks, because I don't believe that Trump would be arrested in the New York probe, personally, because that would actually give that would actually make a really high-profile trial in New York State, and they don't want to kill him in New York State just like they killed Epstein. So his arrest by the New York Attorney General office is highly unlikely. However, in the event that there is a race war attack or any of the aforementioned terror events that are planned for this weekend, if any of those commence, because Trump said in his statement today that he's going to be arrested on Tuesday, and that he called for protests. So he made there's no mistake about it. He called for protests. And so these protests will predictably become violent, as I mentioned, and then they will arrest him on Tuesday, March 21st, for what is called incitement. And that's what they tried to nail him on with the Capitol riot back on January 6th of 2021. So this all comes full circle. So basically what Trump is doing is he's creating the very scenario which he allegedly fears, but he knows that he's going to go to an island and just kick it because, he's old, he should be retired, he's a multi-billionaire, there's no reason why he should be running for president or anything like that at his particular age. So anyhow, so these said riot attacks slated for this weekend will actually provide the legal pretext by which Trump will be arrested on Tuesday, basically predicting his own arrest, if you will. So anyhow, I'm praying for a peaceful weekend, and in the event that these events start to commence, I kindly ask that you share this video and let's expose CIA headquarters, who is basically trying to destroy America from within, both with Biden and with Trump, trying to play them off against each other. So obviously that cannot be allowed to happen. Peace.